Hello, beautiful souls. I am back to do another full-length energy healing session. This one is going to be on the topic of codependency and boundaries. So if you have not yet watched one of my full-length sessions or had a session with me, I will be working with my higher self and my team of guides, and I'll be speaking light language as well as doing other forms of energy healing. And all of the energy healing that we do today is going to be filtered through your higher self so that you're going to get exactly the healing that you need from this session. So because of that, one person's experience of this healing might be completely different than somebody else's, and that's totally okay. On that note, please do not watch this while you are driving. You're going to want to make sure that you're in a nice private space where you can get into a meditative zone. Be sure you have some water accessible, and make sure you drink a little bit of extra water over the next couple of days to kind of help the energy integrate through your system a little bit. I think that's it. Yeah. So if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start by taking 5 deep breaths. We're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 3, hold it for a count of 2, and exhale through the mouth for a count of 5. We're going to do this 5 times. And then I'm just going to get right into it. And once I get going, you do not have to watch the screen, but you can if you want to. Or you could just like put your headphones on or put the speaker or whatever close to your head so you can hear it. But you'll get the energy healing just the same whether or not you watch the screen, okay? I'm just going to start by calling in the energies and kind of clearing out all of the top layer of negative gunky energies that doesn't need to be there, kind of clearing out the aura and the chakras a little bit. So I'm going to have dragon energy come in, and we're going to kind of do a little quick chakra and meridian sweep and aura sweep. He shamana, he shia katan, he shia kotoma, he shia kieta, he shia kotae. Shekutuma, Shekatia, Shukutuma, Shia Kana, Shia Kotoma, Shia Kiapokatamo, Shia Kiete. He Shikituma, Shia Kiatane, Shia Kotoma, Shia Kieta, Shia Kotoma, Shia Kiete. He Shikomono, Shia Kiatane, Shia Kotona, Shia Kiete, Shia Kotoma, Shikitia, Shukotoma, Shia Kiete. He shikoto no ishkitia shikoto to my shiakiata shioto shiatatatai shiatatatai shiokutu my shiokoto nai shiakipo koto nai shiakapo shiakiate shoto shimina shiokoto my shiakitane shiatiatate. He shamana shiokoto. He shamana shiokoto shana shiakiatai shiokoto shiakiatai. Try to make sure I don't hit the wall. He shiokoto ma shiakiatai. He shikoto shima shikiti shiokono shikiti shiniakiate. He shami shikana shikatuma shikati shikatoto shina shikatoto na shikoto. He shikatuma shikati shikatoma shikati shikatona shiti shikatoma shikati. He shikatuma shikati shikatoma shikoto dai shikotoma shioto shina shikotoma shiko. So it looks like we're in the heart chakra area right now. Shotu shikotu. I'm seeing self-sufficiency and self-sabotage. So we're working on clearing these blocks that we have towards believing that we have the ability to be self-sufficient. Shokutu, shokutu, shoto. So this is especially relevant for like, people that are just getting out of kind of toxic or abusive type of relationships, or that kind of grew up not really knowing how to rely on themselves, not being shown how to rely on themselves. Heishiokoto, or like I said, being in relationships where kind of the power and control was taken away from you in a sense. Heishiokoto, so we're going to be kind of bouncing between the heart and the solar plexus, as well as the throat, speaking up for yourself. Heishio komosh kitiashio nosh kitiashia naeshio koto. Heishio komosh kitiashio koto maeshia kiapoto. Heishio, as well as people that kind of grew up in codependent family dynamics. Heishio komosh kitiashio mokiti. Heishio koto. So I think we're going to be working a lot on inner child wounds in this one. Heishio koto maeshia kita naeshio koto nosh kitiashia naesh kitiashio koto maeshia ti. Heishio koto maeshia tiashio koto nosh kitiashio koto maeshia tiashio koto. Heishio mish kitiashio koto maeshia kia naeshio koto. Heishio komosh kitiashio koto maeshia koto. So when we're in these kind of relationship dynamics, whether that be familial, relationship, friendship, shioto maeshio koto, when our power gets kind of taken from us in whatever sense. Usually this has to do with, especially, now and over the last several years, a lot of people have been forced to be kind of reliant, interdependently reliant, but that has kind of that can turn into codependency really quickly. Heishikoto, and this lack of belief that we even have the ability to sustain on our own in whatever way that may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but generally it is. Heishiokoto. So we're going to work with the intuition too, and because when we're in those relationship with somebody else, we kind of are sometimes in situations where we overlook our intuition and kind of shut it down because of survival and necessary, that survival instinct kind of kicks in. Heishiokoto maeshiaki. So that can cause us to shut down our own power and our own intuition. Heishioko maeshiaki manaesh katiasha kamanesh katuesha kamoesh katiasha kutu. Heishamash katiasha koto maeshkati. Especially if we're in, like, I don't really like to throw around this term, but it keeps flashing in my head, like narcissistic type of relationship dynamics. Shukoto, Heishuko mosh katia shukoto maeshia kimono eshia kimoesh katia shukoto. Heishuko mosh katiashia mono esh katia shukoto maeshia koto. Heishio kono nish katia pokoto maesh katia shukoto mash katia naeshio to. Heishimish kataesh katoto naesh katia shukoto tu eshia naesh katia shukoto maesh ti. Heishikata maesh katia shukoto naesh katia shukoto to. Heishikata maesh koto eshian, but it doesn't have to be that. Heishiokoto, that's just one example. Heishiokoto maeshia tiashokoto. Heishiokoto maeshio koto eshioto eshioto. So we're gonna do a pull like out of the third eye, working with the intuition a little bit, and shukoto, removing some of those blockages. Heishiokoto manaesh kitiashokoto no maeshi kititi. Shah hemona eshiaki ana eshiaki atane eshikiti eshikatana eshikoto eshukoto, as well as the crown chakra, kind of blockages that we've built up towards accessing our higher self, as well as like source energy. Heishikoto maeshikati, especially if we were in traumatic situations like abusive situations. Heishiokomash katia shokoto nosh katia shokoto mosh katia shinash katoto eshkataya shokoto heishamash katia shokoto maeshio toto maeshio to heishio nosh katia shokoto maeshio kana eshkoto eshemash katia shinash katoto eshinash kati heishiokomash katia shikatana eshio koto na eshkati heishiokoto nosh katia shikatana eshkoto eshkatana eshio to shahamon eshiaki Hato no eshia ki no eshio toto na eshio koto ma eshia ti eshio mosh kiti ashio mono eshia ti ashikatana eshio to Heshio no eshkoto, heshio my eshitoto, na heshio to, heshiki tu, heshio koto, back to the throat chakra, heshio to, na eshkati, heshio na eshkati, heshio no eshkati, heshio to, heshio na eshio to. So I'm going to do a pull out of the third eye and then pull out of the throat, shio to, sha homonai, she hakutu, she hane. Heshio koto, imo no eshi, kimo eshkati, heshio mo. Heishu kumo shinayesh katiashu koto maeshi oto. Heishu kumo naeshi akiapakatina yeshi koto maeshi okoto. Heishu monaeshi katiashu koto maeshi okoto. Heishu kumo noeshi tiashu koto maeshi niashu koto naeshi katai. Heishu katutu eshu katana eshi naeshi koto eshu koto maeshi kati. Heishu kutu maeshi tiashu koto naeshi koto naeshi katu eshi tai eshu koto. Okay, so if one thing I'm hearing is like in the situations of like the controlling relationships or abusing relationships. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. It can be familial, it can be friendship, it can be work. Shokutu could be, any kind of relationship dynamic. But in those really controlling dynamics, when we start to really kind of give up our power, be that, willingly or more unwillingly, Shokutu, we lose this self-belief, right? Shokutu moe shitia shokoto toe shokoto heishio mona eshi kina eshi koto, and we kind of lose our sense of self. Heishio no eshkatia shio no eshokotu heishio ko no eshiotu. So we're gonna work on kind of regaining that sense of self. Heishio koto heisha miyakatu eshi akimo no eshiokoto, and that ability to believe that we can speak up for ourselves. We're trained, okay, we're kind of trained against ourselves in those kind of dynamics. That was what I was trying to say. We're trained to go against ourselves in pretty much every way. So we're going to remove those blockages. Heshukutu maeshi kiti eshikata naeshkutu esha naeshkutu esha naeshkati. Heshukutu maeshkati esha naeshkutu eshikata naeshkutu. Heshikatapakata, heshikatapakata, heshikatapakata. Okay, doing pull out of the throat. Shahanu naeshi okoto. Heshikatata naeshkatu maeshkati titi. Doing some physical healing in the throat area too, especially around the thyroid. Heshikata naeshkati eshikatoto naeshkati eshatai. Heshikata naeshkatu eshikatu tutu maeshkati esha naeshkatu. Maeshkati esha naeshkatoto. Heshkatoto naeshkati eshikata naeshkatoto maeshkati eshikata naeshioto. Heshikata naeshkatu eshikotona, back to the pineal third eye. Shekoto maeshkati eshikata naeshkatu eshikata naeshkati. Eshikata maeshkati eshikotona in the crown. Shekotu tutu naeshiokoto. We're going to do some amygdala healing too. Shekotu eshokoto, so the amygdala is really affected by trauma. Shokotu maeshkati. Okay, so I've been giving this caveat a lot lately for amygdala healing. If you've been really heavily affected by trauma, the one channel I will always promote up and down on my YouTube is Sapien Medicine, because that channel has helped me so much. And Sapien Medicine has its morphic fields. And Sapien Medicine has a amygdala healing morphic field that you can listen to a couple times a day for a while until you feel like that trauma has kind of healed up in the amygdala area a little bit. Heishiokoto maeshi kiti eshokono manaeshi koto. Heishiokoto maeshi kiti eshikoto maeshi kiti eshokoto maeshi kiti. Heishikoto nosh kiti heishikoto maeshi kiti eshonosh kiti eshonosh kiti eshokoto to. Heishikoto to maeshi kiti eshokono esh kiti eshokoto nosh kiti eshokoto. Heishikoto maeshi kiti eshokoto to. Heishamina esh kiti heishamina esh kiti heishamina esh kiti shototo shikane esh kiti eshikoto na esh kiti shikoto nosh kiti eshikoto to na esh kiti eshikata na eshikoto heishikata na esh kiti eshikoto ma esh kiti eshikoto to ta eshikane eshikoto na esh kiti ti na eshikoto Heshikatu tutu, heshikatu tutu, heshikatana, heshikatu, heshikatana, heshikatu, heshana, heshikatu, heshikatana, heshikatu, heshano, heshikatu, heshato, to, 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 heshikatatana, heshikatu, tuma, heshikati, heshana, heshikatu, tuna, heshikati, heshikatana, heshikoto, to, 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 tae, heshikatu, tuma, heshikatatana, heshikoto, heshikatu, ma, heshikati, heshikatono, heshikati, heshikatana, heshikoto, to, 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 tae. You're going to do a pull out of the top of the head area. Shoto, sha, minae, she, haki. Hatone, shiaki, amon, kati, mona, eshkiti, mona, eshkiti, ana, eshu, koto. Eshu, katuma, eshkiti, eshkatana, eshu, koto. Heshukuto, okay, gonna bring in dragon energy real quick. Shikutu, their energy can be a little bit warm, so if you start to feel hot, that's why. Heshamona, eshiaki, atatatai, shatatatai, shikutu, tuna, eshiati, atatana, eshioto. Shatana shiakiata, shatatata shita. Heshamana eshio koto na eshiati. Eshokoto, okay, now we're going to the heart, the higher heart, the thymus gland. Shukutuma eshkatia shuna eshkatia tata eshokoto. Heshokutuma eshkatia shokotoma eshkatia shona eshkatia shokutu. Heshokutu tu na eshkati. So, this is something I also have been saying a lot frequently, or recently, is, on your thymus gland, especially this is really good if you struggle with like social fear or social anxiety. You can tap on this area where your thymus gland is for like 30-45 seconds a couple of times a day. So like if you think about gorillas, somebody said this in one of my sessions once, and it's true, it rather resonates. So gorillas, right, they pound on their chest, right? There's a reason that they do that, right? That's our seat of one of our seats of power, right? So the thymus gland is really, really underactive in almost everybody, just because of the environments that we live in. So if social anxiety, especially, is something you struggle with, tapping in this area, especially like right before you have to leave the house, that's helpful. Shikutu mae shikoto mae shiti. Shikutu no no eshkiti ashono eshkiti. Eshikutakane eshkiti ashikuto mae eshkito mae eshkiti ashikototo. Eshikutu mae eshkiti ashikototo na eshiti. Eshikutu mae eshkitoto to eshkitoto to na eshkiti. Eshikitama eshkitoto eshkitana eshkitoto na eshkiti. Eshikuto mae eshkito mae eshkito no na eshkiti te eshikutu to eshkiti te eshkitana. Eshikutu na eshkitu tu eshkitama eshkititi na eshkito. Eshon na eshkitu eshko na eshkitu eshon na eshkitai eshkoto. Eshami eshkitai eshami eshkitai no eshkitu tu my eshiki. And do pull out of the heart chakra area. Shoto shehamina sheta shehakuon eshiaki nante. Eshokutuma eshiakena eshkito pai eshiakiti. So now we're gonna do it to the lung area. Lungs store grief. But this time we're dealing with grief at having our boundaries pushed or broken, or, breaking our own boundaries, due to circumstances, survival, whatever the cause. Heishiokoto, but grief. We're dealing with grief from that. Heishiokoto mai eshiaki. Heishikatakatai eshikatomana eshkati eshikatoma eshkati eshikatota eshioke. Eshikatina eshkatu eshikatana eshkatu eshikatu tu eshikatu tu eshikatamana eshikoto. Eshikatamana eshioko shoto shikatayana eshiokoto. Shikatu shikatu na eshkati. Eshikamana eshkati eshikanamana eshkatu eshikataya eshokoto. Heshokoma eshkati eshokoma eshkati eshokoma eshkati eshokoto. Heshkoto, and grief at not having our voice heard. Heshiokoto mai Heshiokoto mai eshiakana eshikotai eshikana eshkoto eshiama eshkati eshokoto no eshiti. Shioko no eshina eshokoto na eshiakiatai. Heshio no eshiakiate eshiana eshiokoto mai eshiakiatane eshioto. Shahane shokotu heshioakia shehamono shehate nashkate. Heshamina eshia kapakatena eshkati ashakanamana eshkati ashakatono eshkati ashatai eshakoto. Heshakatumana eshikatabana eshakoto ma eshkati ashano eshkati ashakoto. Heshami eshkatana eshakoto tuna eshkati ashakatamana eshkati ashakatama eshkati ashano eshkati ashatoto. Heshami eshkati ashakoto to ina eshakoto. Okay, going to the diaphragm, and now diaphragm stores shame. We're dealing specifically with shame having to do with everything that we've been working on today. Hey Shioko, hey Shamiash Katanaesh, Katupakatimanaesh, Katiakatanaesh Koto, hey Shakatamanaesh, Katuesh Kotomaesh, Katuesh Kumonai. I'm hearing shame at feeling like we can't stand on our own. It's due to these codependency patterns that we've kind of developed. And a lot of times this is so deep that we don't even, consciously recognize it, that it's even there. Heisho maesho koto maesho koto. Heisho monaesho koto to 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 to. Heishi aman, heishi aman, heishi aman, heishi ati. Sha he koto na shete. She hokuto ne shi akiata ne shi akitate. Heishi okona eshi akita ne shi koto ne shi akitate. Shiotumana eshio koto taina eshio kipotuti eshio katana eshio koto ma eshio tia katapaketi asha katana eshio koto. Back to the solar plexus. Eshio koto ma eshio kipo katana eshio koto. Eshio kono, this has to do with our power, taking our power back. Eshio koto na eshio koto ma eshio koto na eshkiti asha katamana eshio koto. Eshio koto katapaketi asha katapakatana eshkoto kati asha katana eshkito to. Also gonna kind of hit the digestive organs too, so if your tummy starts to feel a little bit gurgly, should only last a couple minutes, but that's why. Heishio koto, heishio means kataki to put a kite yashokotama yashkati yashokoto to my eshio te yashokoto to na yashikati na yashiko, ishikatama yashkoto yashkatana yashkoto shata talisho to, heishio mashkati yashokoto to, Shahemon, heishiakinashkatu. Heishio koto ketimana ishkati ashakatakina ishkati ashakatuma ishkati ashakatumana ishkato ishkatamana ishkato akatina ishkato to ishkatamana ishkati ashakatana ishkato to shahune shehatin ishio koto heishami ashakatana ishkato ishkatana ishkato to na ishkati ashakoto to na ishkati ta ishkati ta ishkunu ishkatu ishuna ishkatu ishuna ishkato. Now we're working around the intestine area, and this has to do with digesting the truth. So sometimes I'm hearing like when you have really like some digestive, this is just what I'm hearing. So when digestive issues sometimes can be because of inability to digest the truth or ignoring the truth. So like when we're in these situations where we are kind of forcefully ignoring our intuition because that survival instinct has kicked in and we're, just trying to do what we can to survive. Shokutu mae shokutu, that is just one thing that can cause some digestive issues. Heishoko no manae shokuto, heishokutu tu mae shkatia shokutu mae shkatia shona shkatia shona shkoto. So the large intestine, primarily when it comes to like inability to digest the truth, the large intestine is primarily the one that's affected, but it can affect like all the digestive system. Heishoko no manaesh katu ashokoto, as well as obviously high stress. Heishiokoto, heishamiash koto, the spleen is the one that really tends to be affected by stress and worry. Heishiokoto, heishiken manash katia shokoto manaesh katia shokata manaesh koto, heishamash katia shokotu baesh katia shokoto to maesh katia jonoesh kati, heishokatu tu, as well as stomach ulcers can really be affected by that too. Shokotu naesh katia shokata naesh katu. So we're gonna do some physical healing in the stomach area, digestive area. But again, I'm going to point you to Sapiens Medicine's channel if you have like stomach ulcers or intestinal issues. He has really good, they have really good morphic frequencies for those too. So we'll remove the energy blockages, but if you feel like you need further physical healing, you can listen to those on his channel like every day until you feel a big improvement. Heishiokoto, heishamieshkoto, heishikanaeshkoto, heishikatanaeshkatieshonashkati, heishikatbanaeshkatieshkotomashkatieshkelnashkatieshonashkatu, heishikamaneshkatieshkotomashkatieshonashkatianaeshikipitititi, heishikanaeshkatieshkotonoeshkatieshkonoeshkatieshonashkoto, heishonashkatieshkotomashkatieshonashkatiatotototototototo, heishonashkatieshkotomaeshkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkatieshonashkati koto ma ishkati ashana ishkatu ishikanamana ishkatu eshikana ishkatu to Esho mashkati asho no okay, gonna do a pull out of the digestive area. Shoto she hamokutu she hani asho she hakutu maeshi okoto dana eshi akiatan shetate she hakina eshi okoto neshi akitate Heshiokoto maeshiokoto, gonna do a cord out of the neck. Shokoto maeshi katakate na eshiokoto to eshiakiata eshiakotate. Heshiokoma na eshiakipokoto na eshiakakata na eshiokoto na eshkatia shoto. Shehatin eshiokoton eshikatan shikatiti eshikatama eshikatia shikatoma eshikiti. Heshikatu, kind of in the spine area between the shoulder blades. Shikatu mayeshkati. Heshikatima eshkati eshikatana eshkatu eshikatana eshkatu. Heshameshkati eshikatana eshkatu eshikatana eshkatu eshikatana eshkatu. Shamona eshiakiatan eshiokoto. Okay, so I'm gonna get dragon energy come in, and we're gonna start clearing some cords that are related to some of the energies that we've kind of pulled out already. So these could be cords to people, places, jobs, any kind, wherever, we've kind of tied ourselves to these energies that have been causing us to shut down these various parts of ourselves. We're gonna clear any cords of attachment that are ready to be released. So this is all gonna be filtered through your higher self, so nothing's gonna be released that you're not personally ready to release. Hey Shiokoto, so we're gonna clear some cords and contracts. Hey Shiokoto. So these cords are gonna be in different places, depending for everybody. So I'm not gonna say where because it's gonna be different for everybody. Hey Shiomona Heshiaki. Hey Shamoshkitia Moshkitia Naishoto Eshiaka Manayeshiata. Hey Shamina Eshia Kopona Eshia Kana Eshio Koto. Hey Shamiakiata Eshio Koto. Hey Shamina Eshio Koto Eshia Mana, as well as working on reclaiming that voice, reclaiming that power, reclaiming that intuition. Hey Shiokoto, reclaiming that high priestess energy I'm hearing. Hey Shiokoto, your inner high priestess. Hey Shiokoto mae shiakiti. Hey Shomina Shiokoto Eshimina Shikiti na Shiokoto Ashiakiatan. Hey Shiakiapokatana Shiakapokana Shioto Ashana Shoto. Hey Shamiashkatu Eshikapakana Eshkatia Shikatoma Eshiatia Shikatu. Hey Shamiashikatana Eshkatu Eshikoto Toto. Esho Toto Eshamishikatana Eshikoto Toto. Shahetan Shehamono Shehakitone Shiakipokatana Eshiaka. Shikatana Eshikoto Toto. Shehana Shehanaya Shatutu Shehakito. Heshamikatamana Eshikatoma Eshikatiana Eshikotoma Eshikotoma Eshikatiashi Noshkatiana Eshikoto. Heshiamona Eshkatiashi Kapana Eshkatiashi Titu Eshikitutu Eshikutuma Eshiataishi Shehama Eshiakiti Shehana Shati. Heshamikatumana Eshikapokatuna Eshikotona Eshkatiashikotoma Eshkatiashiana Eshiototo. Heshamishokatuna Eshkatiashiono Eshkatiashiakapatutuna Eshiokoto. Heshukutuma Eshikoto. Okay, we're gonna go to the root chakra. Shokatu. We're gonna pull out blocks to our own stability and believing that we have the ability to be stable, safe, secure, whatever adjective you want to use, on our own, by ourselves, independently. Without being tied to these energies. So there's going to be a big cord pull in the sacrum area too, tailbone. Heshamona eshiti hakata una eshkata ana eshkutu ati ashitu eshiki hatu akiate heshia hatu akiate heshia hatu akiate heshia Shehanana shekutu Shehamonishiati Hesha mihekiti ina ishkiti ashukutuma. She hapuna eshia kipokata ina eshioto. Sacral too. Shekoto eshiokoto. Our creative abilities. Heshiokoto eshia mikiti. Heshakamana eshkati akatumana eshkati ashakotomana eshkati ashakata. Heshakatamana eshkatu ashakana eshkati ashakatana eshioto. Heshakamanshkati ashakatana ashkati ashakatoto. Heshakatina eshkatoto. Doing a pull out the back of the sacral shoto. Sha homoshkati front shokutu. Sha homoshkan eshiati. So I'm going to the kidney areas now in the mid-lower back. Kidney is related to fear. Right now we're working with fear on standing on our own. Fear of being completely independent, especially some of these energies that we've been dealing with, no matter what kind of relationship it pertains to you, they can linger with us for lifetimes. And we're trying to cut the cords for the toxic ones that don't need to be there anymore. So there can be an inherent, deeply ingrained subconscious, almost like a soul level fear at being away from some of these energies, especially if they've been lingering around for lifetimes, or for if you just want to think in the scope of this lifetime, since like early childhood, if they've been lingering around for a while, whatever that means to you. So we're going to work on fear related to that. Shokotu of not being able to stand our own away from those energies. As well as fear of establishing boundaries with these energies or other energies that kind of have similar energetic signatures or similar personalities. Doing a pull. Shana na eshio koto eshi ni eshiatan. Eshia kupitina eshkiti eshikutuma eshitoto. Eshitoma eshiotono eshkiti eshikutona eshkite. If you're standing in your power against these energies, shikatia or people, shikutu ashikatina eshkiti eshikuto. Eshia kiti ti. Shamaya eshio koto. Eshi kitan, Eshia kitate, Sheanana Eshia tiashoto. Getting dragon energy again to clear out some more cords. Heshiana Eshioto, Eshiana, Eshiamana Eshia Kotona, Eshia tiashokoto. Doing a big pull from the back. Shakemo Eshina, Eshanana Eshia Toto, Eshiana Eshia kita Eshita. Heshamanashki. Heshamanishki otu eshia kata ma eshkiti eshukutu, calling back our power. Shiakekbano eshia kapatina eshia koto ana. Heshia kapati ene eshkiti ashukutu ena eshio koto. Kind of reconnecting to the higher self too. Heshio koto toma eshikiti ashikatamana eshia kata shiono shite. So I'm gonna get dragons again to kind of clear up some blockages up here. Soul star chakra area. Shiakatana eshiatiata. Shiapukan eshiakiatai. Heshioto eshiakiatan eshiatiashatai. Shataya. Shokun eshiati. Heshiokoto, as well as the earth star chakra below our feet, and the feet chakra is kind of fear of grounding down into the earth. So I'm seeing the word dissociation now. So when we get into these type of situations, especially if they're like highly traumatic or abusive in some way, there's that tendency to dissociate, so we don't have to be fully physically present. It's kind of a survival mechanism, right? So, but that can become a habit. Hoshokoto, eshiokoto. So, Shukoto, we're going to work on the feet chakras and being able to ground into the earth a little bit. Hey, Shukoto, Eshiamaish, Kitia, Shukoto. Sandalwood is a really good scent if you feel like you're really floaty and dissociated often. Heishio koto maeshi kipukiti ashikana monaesh kitiasha katamaesh kiti. Heisha katu kanaesh kitiasha koto maesh kitiasha kutumash kitiasha katoto. Heisha mias kataesh kototo, heisha kanaesh kitiasha katamaesh katu. Heisha mias kataesh koto. So we're working in the root chakra, like from the root down to the feet. Heishio koma, so root would be like, kind of sacrum area, tailbone, all the way down to the feet. Heishiokoto. Heishimi, as well as the meridians on the legs. Heishiokoto kamane ishikatai. But some of those meridians do stem up, especially the gallbladder meridian comes up to the head. So if you feel it up here, that's why. Heishiokoto ma ishikia. Hakina ishkitiashokoto na ishkitiashatai ishikoto. Heishiokoto. Okay, we're also going to work in the organs, the liver and the gallbladder. I'm working with anger, resentment, bitterness, specifically at, everything we've been working on today. Heishiokoto, anger, bitterness related to that kind of stuff. Resentment. Heishiokoto, heishamana, heishiokoto, kanamana, eshkatiashokoto, katake, eshkatiashokoto, ma eshkatiashokatata. Heishikatimona, eshkatiashokoto, mana, eshkatiashokatata, yana, eshkatiashokoto, ma eshkati. Heishkatitititi, heishkatitititi, heishkatititi, mana, eshkatiashokatana, eshkatiashokoto, heishamiashkatata, eshkatona, eshkatiashokatana, eshkatu, eshkatana, eshkatu, eshkabina, eshkato, eshana, eshkatu, okay, doing a pull out of the back. Shoto, shamono, shete. Heishakamana, eshkatu, eshana, eshkatiasho, no, eshkati. Heishamoshkati, eshana, eshkato, eshakana, eshkato, eshana, eshkatiashokato. Heishamiashkato, back of the solar plexus. Heishiokoto, shaite. Heishamua kiapokatina, heishiokoto. Heishimishkatana, heishiokoto. Okay, now we're going to the root, down to the feet. Heishiokomoshkatiashana, eshkatu, eshakatamana, eshkati. Heishikatu, toma, eshkati, eshkatana, eshkato, eshkatana, eshkatu. Heishikatamana, eshkati, mono, eshkati, mono, eshkatu, tona, eshkati, eshkatoto. Heishikatu, na, eshkati, eshkatona, eshkati, eshkatoto. Doing a pull out of the hips. The hips kind of tend to store anger. Heishikoma, eshkati, eshkatoto. Shana, eshkatu. She, hakimo, shiati, kamana, eshikatamana, eshikoto. Heishikamana, eshkati, eshkatomana, eshikoto, ma, eshkati, eshona, eshkati, eshono, eshkati. Heishikomoshkati, eshkoto. Gonna do a big pull out of the root chakra. Shiokatata. Sha! Kimona yeshiokoto. Heishamiashikatamona yeshiokoto na yeshiakatakana yeshkoto katayashakatana yeshkatu kana yeshkati ashakatata ye. Shikatana yeshkatu ashakana yeshkati ashakana yeshkatu. Shamate shiakotoma. Shekimona yeshkati ashana yeshkati akatana yeshkatu ashana yeshkati ashakoto. Just gonna quick pull out of the hand chakras. Shemonoe shetate. Heishokutuna shkete shiototo shete. Just gonna go right down the back and just do one more sweep for chords. Heishakupotutu heishakatana shototo. Sha kemo heishaki. Hatana eshiokoto na eshketi eshiokoto ma eshioto. Okay, well, now we're going to picture these contracts that were tied to any of these energies, either from this life or any other lifetime, that are no longer serving. We're just going to picture these contracts going up to violet flame energy. Now we're going to do violet flame and dragon sweep through the aura, the chakras, the meridians, just kind of clear out the rest of the gunk. Okay, calling in source energy now. When we pull out the solar plexus, shoto shakatima. One more pull out the sacral, shoto shetiashona shete. Heshikanamana Eshi Ototo Ma Eshikatia Shilno Eshikatia Shilna Eshkatuto Ma Eshiati Shikatutu Heshianish Katatatai Heshianish Katatatai Heshianish Shukatu Heshikamana Eshkatia Shikatatu Na Eshiati Hishamina Asia, Kokono Asia, Kihatan Asia, Tihakati Asia Koto, Hishakilana Asia, Katoto Asia, Kipatuna Asia, Kitate Asia to. One quick pull out of this large intestine point, large intestine 4. Heshioto, Shehatino, Shehakotoma Shete, large intestine 11 on the elbow, Shehakito, Shehakito Nae. Gallbladder 21, shikutu, shahukupunae, shikati. Stomach 36 on the shins, heshiokoto, shehatimo, shehakino, eshioto. You really don't need to know the names of the points. They're acupuncture points, but some people like to know. Shikatu, liver 2 and 3 on the top of the feet, heshiokoto noe, and spleen 3 and 4 on the side of the feet. Heshiokoto toto, shahukutu, shehakutu nae, shiokoto, shehaminae, shehaminae, shikoto toto, shehakitina shete, heshikatana shikoto no eshkitia shilno eshkitia shana eshiokoto. Heshikimono eshikitina eshiokoto na eshiki. Okay, now we're gonna, Archangel Raphael is just gonna come in, we're gonna wrap things up, call in some more source energy, send in some healing energy. Heshamina eshiokoto. Heshamina eshiokoto na eshikita na eshikita eshitate. Heshikatana eshiokoto ma eshikitina eshikitita na eshikoto na eshikitita. Heshikatana eshikatutu ma eshikitina eshikitita. Shiotutu ma eshioto. One more pull out of the throat. Shioto. Shehatina shototo. Heshamiakatana eshiokoto toto. Third eye shioto. Shehati. Heshakimana eshiokoto ma eshikitai. Heshiakitaya. Heshokoto ma eshitia shokoto ma eshikatia shiataya shiokoto. Heshiokoto heshiakitana eshkatu. Heshokoto mana eshkatia shokoto ma eshkatia shono eshkatia shono eshiti. Heshakimono eshiakiata eshiototo na eshiati. Heshakoto no eshiatita eshkatiti. Heshokomono eshikitina eshikati. Shototoa, shaminaye. Okay, you can kind of start wiggling around, moving your fingers, your toes. Please be sure to drink a little bit of extra water today and for the next couple of days. I will give this caveat. I try to say this in all my videos. So these energy healing sessions, they kind of work like onions. So if you really felt this deeply, if it really resonated with you, every time you watch it, it'll peel back another layer of the onion, right? So if you felt it, because our mind, body, and soul can only take so much energy work at one time. So if you really felt it heavily and it really resonated with you, you can come back and watch it anytime you feel guided. Probably would at least give it a day or two to integrate before you rewatch it. But other than that, yeah, feel free to watch it as many times as you need. I think that any other messages coming through? No, I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I love you all very, 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 very much. Making them a little bit shorter, trying to make them under an hour. So I got this one under 45 minutes. Yeah, so I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much to the people that have donated or sent love to the channel. It's very, very, very much appreciated. And as always, I love to hear any questions, comments, feedback that you have. Sometimes it takes me a little bit long to reply, but I just get so many messages that I get a little bit overwhelmed. But please don't stop sending them, because I absolutely love them and they're my favorite thing to read in the whole world. So I love you all very, very much. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a fantastic, beautiful day, morning, evening, whenever it is that you're watching this, wherever you are.